Hello, I'm Andrew, and this is my Series 3 of the weekly podcasts 50 Ways to Succeed at Work. These podcasts build confidence and know-how. Consequently, they can help you achieve happiness at work. By the way, that's also the title of my book, available at Amazon and from the book's website, My Happiness at Work. Now for today's episode in Series 3. This is episode 50 in Series 3, 50 Ways to Succeed at Work. Today's episode's called Moral Compass. Use your values to guide your actions. When a new editor of the Washington Post was appointed in 2023, it caused a staff backlash. They accused the new recruit of following an ethical compass foreign to American journalists. Staff feelings were so strong that the management immediately announced that a recruitment firm would be hired to search for a replacement. The Washington Post staff and their strong reaction showed that when faced with tricky or unpleasant choices, values matter. These values drive people's moral or ethical compass. By the way, the moral compass isn't something you hold in your hand, yet its presence within you can guide choices, decisions, intuitions, and actions. A moral compass extends beyond personal life. As the Washington Post saga illustrates, it can be a decisive factor for professional success. Recruiters often now inquire about an applicant's ethical decision-making or values. So having a thorough understanding of the moral compass can be essential for handling many job interviews. Incidentally, recruiters are not merely being curious by asking you about your moral compass. Their organizations may be subject to stringent regulatory conditions, and any employee's unethical behavior or irresponsibility could lead to substantial fines. Let's consider this moral compass in action. A young boy in Iowa named Nathan Simons found a wallet containing $1,500 while out with his family. Despite being from a low-income household, Nathan returned the wallet to its owner, demonstrating honesty and integrity. His parents' guidance influenced his decision to do the right thing. Here's another example of the moral compass in action. Santiago Paredes worked for an organization called Spirit Aerosystems in Kansas. In 2023, he told the BBC that he often found up to 200 defects on parts being readied for shipping to Boeing, who make aircraft. Santiago claimed that the company nicknamed him Showstopper because he'd slowed down production when he tried to address his concerns. Many workers leave companies whose environmental values don't align with their own. For example, 1/3 of engineers and technicians in 2023 reported that the work that they undertook made them feel ethically compromised. For example, Stefan Krutziner had a lucrative job as an energy trader for a company in Cologne, Germany. "I was fully committed to my job and super happy with my team and colleagues," says the 38-year-old. However, in June 2023, the parent company, Shell, announced a strategy that abandoned its climate promises to cut oil production. Krutziner made what he describes as a swift and crystal-clear decision to hand in his resignation, even without another role lined up. "I perceived a pivotal shift in corporate values, and I feel that short-term profits were put above social and environmental responsibilities. I don't want to be part of that, so I'm out." Krutziner is part of a growing trend of climate quitters who walk out on companies whose environmental policies clash with their values. Around 1/3 of 2,000 UK workers who were surveyed said that they were willing to quit their job because of their employer's weak climate action. Imaginary or real, there are clear signs that the moral compass remains alive and well. So why does your moral compass matter? Well, it matters because it provides a clear framework for making decisions. Using your compass can also help you develop strong character and integrity, essential in both personal and professional life. Your moral compass or core values promote social harmony. When people act ethically, there is less conflict and more cooperation. Following your moral compass and where it's taking you can bring significant personal satisfaction. You may experience inner peace and contentment when actions align with your values. For example, simply helping someone in need, standing up for what is right, or just being honest in your dealings can lead to a profound sense of happiness and self-worth. Now, standing up for what's right is what whistleblowers are all about. In a 2024 Senate hearing, Boeing's CEO Dave Calhoun admitted that his company had retaliated against whistleblowers who raised safety concerns amid a furore over the safety of its aircraft. When asked how many employees Boeing had disciplined or fired in retaliation against its whistleblowers, Calhoun's answer was evasive. "I don't have that number on the tip of my tongue," the outgoing chief said, "but I know it happens." Whistleblowing is a fast-rising trend. One report reveals 12,300 whistleblower calls in one financial year, 2021, and this was a big increase from previous years. Whistleblowers underline the value of a moral compass in exposing unethical practices despite personal risks. Now let's explore your moral compass in action. As already stressed, your moral compass stems from what values matter to you most. So can you think of a time when your values influenced your actions and decisions? Let's test your moral compass right now. You ready? Your local cash machine spits out double what you ordered. Do you keep the money in your mouth shut? At a restaurant, you notice your friend's wife flirting with another man. Do you tell your friend about it and possibly ruin his marriage? Or do you mind your own business? You find you can access a free wireless connection belonging to your next-door neighbour. Do you go ahead and say nothing? Your friend is on her way out the door for a significant date and asks whether you like her blouse. Do you tell her the truth that you think it's hideous? Is it all right to laugh at a sexist joke? And lastly, you're a volunteer for a political party and accidentally learn the date of the next election. Do you place a gamble with a betting firm, tell close friends, or do nothing with this information? How did you do on these moral testing questions? Do they perhaps make you hungry for some practical ways to cultivate your moral compass? Here are some ways you can apply right away to beef up your moral compass. First, you can review your beliefs to consider what matters most to you and why. You can search out fresh perspectives to expand your understanding and learn from different viewpoints. Exposure to diverse ideas can shape your moral compass. You can practice empathy by considering how your actions impact others. Empathy helps you make compassionate choices and understand the consequences of your behavior. You can set out to align your actions with your values. What do you believe reinforces your moral compass? Assume that your moral compass can evolve, so be open to learning and adapting as you navigate life's complexities. And my final thoughts on all of this? Your moral compass is an invaluable guide. Keep developing it. Use your compass to navigate life's challenges with integrity and compassion. And finally, your moral compass can help create a life based on trust, respect, and personal fulfillment. You've been listening to an episode of Series 3 of my weekly podcast, 50 Ways to Succeed at Work. You can hear the other podcasts at the 50ways.site, that's 50.site. There are nearly 100 titles and you can search for any issue that interests you. If you have any questions, you can always drop me a line from there. Also, check out my book, Happiness at Work. It's packed with great stories, compelling advice, and suggestions for tackling real issues that you can encounter at work. It's at Amazon or at the book's website, myhappinessatwork.com. There's also an audio version if you prefer listening. Join me next week for another unmissable episode in Series 3. Bye for now.